Strength does not come from physical capacity. We don't know how strong we are until we are forced to bring that hidden strength out. The most authentic thing about the Christian Extension services is the capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than it fears by turning its challenges into opportunities. At CES, capacity building is done through leadership training, literacy, financial empowerment, through the village savings and loan, food stability, providing daily needs for the people based on requests at a given time. The leadership of the Christian Extension Services has been very dynamic, with a zest of transforming lives over the years. Among the long list of predecessors, one of the vibrant, hardworking, and diligent female leaders happened to be Mrs. Sarah Kamara, the current Chief Administrative Officer of CES.
My name is Mrs. Sarah K. Kamara. I am the Chief Administrative Officer for Christian Extension Services, Sierra Leone. Well, Christian Extension Services, as a non-governmental organization, our mission actually is to transform the mind of communities through the implementation of program. So we are not project-based, but we are actually program-based activities that we actually go into. Now, our successes are actually measured not by the number of dry floors we've done, or not by the multipurpose building we've done, or other projects or buildings done for community, but actually we measure our success through the transformation of the mind of our beneficiaries. So, through the number of years, we've done so many things to be able to measure our success. And I have few examples, like Sarako, for example, from Koinadogo district, Waura Chiefdom, was one of our communities that we did our work in for a number of years. When we enter the community, we give them a lot of things, including the water gravity the community is enjoying right now was done by CES. And after giving them everything like the village savings and loan and number of training, we exited the community. Now, last year, whilst we were on our country evaluation, we went there to see exactly what has happened in terms of the community work after CES is no longer there. And we were surprised to actually see that the community at that moment was mobilizing themselves to build a community hospital, because where they were using was actually a place owned by one of the citizens of the place, but he was asking for them to leave because they've been there for 3 years as part of the agreement. So instead of them running to organization, running to the government, they decide to mobilize themselves together, identify a land, and they were actually doing the construction of the hospital. And that was very impressive with us, because we see it as sustainability. Even though we were not there, we were not contacted, they had the idea to put themselves together and provide the needs for their community. When we go, the first thing we do in the community is actually to set up a VDC, which is called the Village Development Committee. And in that committee, we give them C's of leadership training in how they can be able to work in their environment, their community, and how they can be beneficiary to their community. Also in Moria community, I can say they are matching our energy, because I think about 2 weeks ago, we did a hand dog well for them, and only for them to come together and say that, you know what, the village savings and loan that you guys brought to us, we are going to find a way where we can find interest, put that interest together every single month, so that if anything happens in that well, whether something goes wrong, we are no longer having water, instead of us contacting CES, what we will do is that we'll put ourselves together and find a way to solve that. You can imagine how we felt, because that shows that their mind actually has been transformed. CES is into leadership development, gender justice, and under the gender justice we have the GBV, and also we have the property rights. We are into village savings and loan for the women in our community as a way to empower them. We are into sustainable agriculture and food security. We are also into safeguarding activities. This is an activity where we actually tell the communities how, or we teach them how our staff are supposed to behave with them, the code of conduct that is expected of every staff whilst working with them in the community, and also the way they're supposed to treat our staffs also in the community. We have community initiated projects, which are projects that the communities will actually bring to us. And they might, like for example, they might come to us and say, we're in need of toilets, we're in need of probably a grain floor, and then we look into them and see if we can raise funds for those requests, and then we can actually see and ensure that we do those things that are requested by the communities.
Custodians of the land play a pivotal role in transforming community programs, especially at that level. CES has been working with a lot of them across its operational areas. One of the key players in the Konkoya community was interviewed, and this is what he has to say.
Session Chief Konkoya Mohamed Mara Konkoya session. CS don't do for we Iboku. This body way with this show, them bill for we kudu. This body we not in kind this area. All they go inside na in kind nodi. Then do down there for we. Where after we don't build this body, them first 2 box for we na with the small money, then put that inside. We continue for the ton that money day. Then now we dey pandande, we dey go before we dey pana no more. After that now, then can make dry floor for we. That dry floor day. In kind no dey na this area. That dry floor, if you go and get tarpaulin, then they play down. If you no get tarpaulin, pass it by a matter. Or you pull it loose in your play down na do. Or they clean the place, they put the rest there. Where they cut now, they cut with the sansan. Where they cook now, pass it, take a calbasi, you make and so 6 seconds. Take sit on common before we eat. Now that punishment will be never.
CES approach is to form the Village Development Committee upon entering into every community, who serve as key stakeholders in those communities, to be involved fully in those activities to ensure the success of those projects. The chairman in the Konkoya community is a representative of the VDC, and this is what he has to say.
My name Alpha Dabu Konkoya section. I tell you now, thank you. I mean now, CS Kiavan. Now, which I did now, we don't appreciate for CS. Because the tell CS no can, that time they would suffer. The city would then kiwi, we plant them, we come on fine, we cut them. We take them, we transport, we can turn. We take some, we sell them. When we sell them, that money there, we turn. Now, we depend on that rest day.
At the Moria community, a major women leader in the capacity of a Mami Queen has this to say.
Me na mara. Na me na the Mami Queen inside this town ya. This water well ya. From where they come for we take quarter right now. First time we been suffer for water, but now we not suffer for water again. We back that box bag we tell quarter. From where they come we tell quarter. First time we resist it, we go take that there for rest back rate that we go take down there. But right now we not go take no there. Inside that box we take that. Now inside that box we trust. Now inside and they would do we begin them business pan school. Now inside and they would do we program the all.
Posterity, they say, we judge those who refuse to acknowledge the past and those who have created huge impacts in the history of CES. The first national country director was interviewed, and this is what he has to say.
I am Robert Tamba Jawara, former National Director of Christian Extension Services. I'm currently a retired elderly man working with the Christian Reformed Church as the chairman of the Board of Trustees. Well, actually, the journey started in 1983 when I was employed as field assistant in the Christian Extension Services. And then I went through the ranks and eventually became the first national director in the year 2002, January 1st. In that capacity, the team was in Freetown, the Christian Extension Services. We were a displaced NGO in Freetown when I assumed that role. And exactly at the end of the war, in January 2002, as Kaba pronounced it, we were engaged in various activities, which included post-war interventions. We trained, built the capacity of women in Kabbalah, about 300 women. We are trained in various activities like gara tie-dyeing, tailoring. We did some carpentry here in Kabbalah. So now we have the Christian Reformed Church of Sierra Leone with CES, the Christian Extension Services, as the development arm of the church. CES is focusing on people development. The development idea is surrounding the people they work with. So CES doesn't create programs. CES works with communities to create their own programs.
The backbone of all what CES is doing and continue to do stem from a single donor sponsorship. All these years, World Renew has been a long-standing roadmap to development, and through their support, over 80 communities have gained tremendously through the positive intervention of CES.
Hello, my name is Daniel Lepfriesen, and as a consultant, I work with World Renew's partner, Christian Extension Services in Sierra Leone. CES has been a partner of World Renew's for many years, and we appreciate this partnership, which has been a blessing to the people of Sierra Leone. The work of CES is a wonderful example of how the church, through its organizations and people, can meaningfully reach into the lives of thousands of people in very practical and loving ways. This work begins with village-based leadership development, followed by a community development process which determines the priorities for each village. With leadership in place, CES assists the villages to improve their agricultural practices, to create savings and loans cooperatives, to raise awareness of key justice issues such as property rights for widows and domestic violence. In addition, CES, with World Renew, supports and assists the villages in building key infrastructure, which may include schools, latrines, community buildings, grain storage and drying facilities, as well as water wells. CES is an inspiration to me and many supporters in North America in its ability to provide long-term sustainable development work impacting the lives of so many people in the Koinadugu and Falaba districts of Sierra Leone. World Renew plans to continue to support this partnership with CES and invites other individuals and organizations to join and come along CES to grow its abilities and expand the work. We extend thanks to the CES Board of Directors and staff which make this work possible, as well as the support of the CRC in Sierra Leone. CES is an independent Sierra Leone organization which has developed the capacity to do significant work over many years, and we trust into the future as well, bringing hope and help in the name of Jesus. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Well, one of the key challenges we have right now is the donor fatigue, because Christian Extension Services have only one donor, which is World Renew. And sometimes it's not easy, especially the trying times in their countries, because WR is based in North America, and the COVID was something that actually dents on the way funds are raised, or even the giving of certain individuals. So we are also going through those constraints, because some of our activities like literacy was something that was very, very, very good and a good initiative, but presently we do not have funds to continue the literacy program. So, and even another one that is also a main focus that we were doing the emergency response, especially for schools that are disaster prone, that are always into any form of rain disaster, affected by rain disaster. So what we do is that we go to those schools and build those schools for them and ensure that we build their systems. And it was only about last year that was actually cut back. We could not get funds from our present donor to be able to finance the construction of those schools. We had to go all out. We had to go to the U.S. Embassy. We have been writing proposals for those schools to be able to get the finances they need. An example of one of the schools that are affected is the Kawa School. The Kawa School is always at my heart because of the results of what happened when that building went down. Kids from age 5 to 7 are not allowed to go to school because the distance they have to cover to go to the next community is so far. So instead, they are actually at home, not going to school because their parents are actually worried to send them to a distance school. So Kawa has no building structure right now. How are they supposed to educate themselves or be able to educate the kids of the community when there is no structure in place for them to be able to do that? And obviously, in one of our communities, that is a recent one that came up to me, Konkoya, the kids are actually in a structure that when you see it, it's not even something or a place that you will want your child to attend in terms of education. So those are things that are in our hearts. We want to help them, but we do not have the funds to help them. We are presently writing proposal. We are seeking for funds to be able to finance the school. But honestly speaking, that is one of the key challenges for now.
For over a decade now, a list of selfless individuals have served in various capacities to ensure or to see the vision of CES become a reality. One of the field staff was interviewed, and this is what he has to say.
My name is Salumara. I work for Christian Extension Services, CES. I'm a field officer where they work in Falabadi Street. Of course, I cover 6 communities. I cover Bambugu, I cover Bambakalia, I cover Kokoro, Timira, Konkoya. But with that, I'll get a 3 new community the way they don't add to the 6 communities. Because CES gets a system, although any community for 5 years, we can move there and go to another new communities. So CES don't take demand feed, say if we left 3 communities then select another 3 new communities. CES is a non-governmental organization where we say then they transform people and lives them from the poverty stage, then they reach them to a stage where we say they're going to take care of themselves and do something on their own, really. As a CES, from the intervention as CES from the 15th March 2022, working as CES, I don't learn a lot. Learn in the sense, really, I don't able for mingle with other community people, them. I don't able to learn new innovations in terms of NGO organization, then how they operate, really. Then with that, CES don't make are they able to do something on my own? That is, if we're able to transform me own particular life to a new level, really. So CES not only transform the beneficiaries in the community, but even you as the staff, it transform you.
We're also presently working on building partnerships with other local organization or international organization, and we've already started the move, and one of our current and present partner is Caritas McKinney, who are actually working with us presently, and we hope to do more things with them as well. And also we're also trying to raise local funds for ourselves through dinners. Presently, we have the CES meet and greet dinner that is supposed to happen on the 14th of December of this year. In that way, we plan to actually showcase what we do as an organization and also be able to put forward some of these needs of this community, which is a pressing need in our hearts as well, to ensure that those proposals, who may know, we might have a possible donor or someone that will take some of those schools, especially to ensure that those structures are put in place so that the kids we have good and quality education, which is what the president say is one of his key aims when he took over the presidency of this country. Since CES started its operation about many years ago, It has been operating in over 80 communities. About 53 of them has been graduated already from Koinadogo, Falaba, and Tokolili district. Those are our areas of operations. And presently, we are working with 27 communities, of which 9 of them will be graduated in the next few months, leaving us with 18 communities to work with for the next 4 years. In the next 5 years, the dream I have for CES is to see CES become a household name in Sierra Leone. I mean by everyone knowing CES and exactly what CES do. And we can only be able to achieve that if we actually go for a larger audience, so that every district in Sierra Leone will benefit from the activities of CES. All of our activities are very unique, like the leadership development. Imagine if we were able to develop build a leadership structure for every district and community in Sierra Leone. Also with the GBV, our GBV is only not to bring awareness of it, but also be at the forefront to fight for women, widows who have actually lost their husband and are taken advantage of in terms of property. So what we do is that we go and we fight for those women. Imagine if other women, other widows in Sierra Leone, in every part of Sierra Leone, can benefit from something like that. And also the youth as well. I also want to see us expand our programs, not only for just the widows, not only just for the mothers, but also for the youth. Some kind of youth empowerment that we can actually go into. But all these dreams cannot become a reality if we do not have the funds for it. So we need more donors. We need more partners. I am sure somehow some of these things are also a desire in your heart as an organization, as an individual. I encourage you to actually come on board with CES to ensure that all these dreams become a reality. Presently, I want to say thank you to Warren You for all your funds and all your support towards our activities. I want to say thank you to Caritas McKinney for believing in our vision, our mission, and things we actually look forward to. And we actually look forward to more activities or more work being done as partners. I want to say thank you to the CRCSL, its leadership, because CES is the development wing of CRCSL, which is a Christian Reformed Church. I want to say thank you to the leadership for all your work and all your commitment. I want to say thank you to the board of directors of CES for all your efforts, all your work, all the voluntary work, the meetings, the time. I want to say thank you for my staff, for all the staff, for believing in the vision of CES and ensuring that all those visions actually come to pass. And also I want to say thank you for our beneficiaries for making the work a possibility, because every time we bring our programs and things to you, you are actually at the forefront to ensure that they become a reality. And I want to say thank you to Sierra Leone at large for the peace that we are actually enjoying. For us to be able to do all of this, it's because we have a peaceful environment to be able to do them all. Thank you.
Viewers and listeners, we have all seen and experienced the CES way of doing things through its line of activities. And you can agree with me that CES is unique among its peers.